FairyTail, they use the power of friendship better than your favorite anime. And I'm looking at y'all One Piece fans.
You tell him, King Leo, you silly boy.
I'm tired of people saying FairyTail sucks. Because when I first started watching anime, I low-key thought that everybody was rocking with FairyTail. But when I found out that like a lot of people in the whole anime community do not like they don't even mess with FairyTail at all, I ain't gonna lie, I low-key got pissed. Because bro, when I tell you like FairyTail is like the best anime ever, bro, it's the best anime ever. I'm not even joking with you. Like the emotional impact in FairyTail, the emotional arcs with Natsu, Ray, Lucy, and Urza, they hit you like so hard that it's almost nearly impossible for you to not fall in love with every single member of Team Natsu. Because seeing Urza's character arc in the Tower of Heaven and going back seeing her get taken from her village, getting taken to the Tower of Heaven and forced to work, and then seeing her whole thing with Rob and him being the whole reason that Urza wanted to go to FairyTail at all, bro. Like that one hit really tough. And then the biggest one of all with Natsu and Igneo, Natsu finally meeting his father, finally meeting the dragon that taught him Dragon Slayer magic. That really hit hard because in that same arc that he met Igneo, he lost him. And that really hit hard because the whole series, Natsu is trying to find this dude. Natsu is chasing every single lead he's got since episode 1. And then finally, towards the end, he finds him, but then he gets taken away. So it's kind of just puts Natsu back in the same position. FairyTail, they have a lot of music. The soundtrack, now y'all know when y'all hear Snow Fairy, bro, like you ain't about to tell me that doesn't make you feel like that you are in the actual show fighting with Team Natsu. The FairyTail songs, they get you hyped. Like right when you hear that piano, that flute, you gonna get hyped up. The OSTs are pretty fire too. All the battle OSTs, because they all have guitar and they're all like rock OSTs, and they're really tough. But the openings and the endings, FairyTail has some pretty good openings. I ain't gonna lie. From most of the shows I've watched and from the openings that I listened to, FairyTail definitely in the top 5. Probably number 1 out of my top 5 openings that I'll listen to. Because Snow Fairy is one of the top openings. Down by Laws are going from the final season. The new one, even 100 Year Quest. The new opening they got, it was pretty good. FairyTail has always had a good soundtrack. Because I don't know if the same band that did Snow Fairy, they do the rest of them. But FairyTail has always had just a fire soundtrack. And even like fire OSTs and endings too, that just blend really well with the show. Because the OSTs, bro, they really make you feel like that you're actually in the show with them niggas, bro. And I mean, that's just another reason why FairyTail is just a goated anime, bro. Because there's too many animes that the opening doesn't interest me. And I completely just don't even give the anime a chance. Because you can't get me hype off the opening, then there's no way that you about to get me hype off the actual show. And then this is the one main thing that really pisses me off. This is like the main reason why y'all niggas say that FairyTail isn't good, bro. And I don't understand why y'all say that, because most of y'all's favorite animes use the power of friendship. But I hope all y'all know that FairyTail, they use the power of friendship better than your favorite anime. And I'm looking at y'all One Piece fans, because the Straw Hats, they use the power of friendship a lot. But FairyTail, they use the power of friendship. It actually works for specific anime because it's just not, yeah, I got friends and, I'm not gonna let you kill my friends, so like I'm just gonna pull a power boost out of my ass. But it's like I have a deep, strong bond and trust with my friends, and they're my strength, so they're my power, and like they're the force that drives me to do this, and I'm not gonna let you take that force away from me. And that's how I feel like it works, because Natsu has such a strong bond, and he has such a strong, like, just sense of urgency for his friends that he's just not gonna let nobody fuck around with him. And he's just got such a strong bond and loyalty to his friends that they just give him that power boost to beat somebody's. Cause I mean, shoot, it's just like, well, somebody messes with you and your friends. I mean, you gonna be ready to fight them. I mean, it's just that's just the bond y'all got. Like you and your friend, like your homeboy, your homegirl, y'all just so locked in to the point to where somebody come and try to test y'all. I mean, y'all gonna start boxing because y'all got that's the bond that y'all have. And that's just like that's how the power of friendship works in Fairy Tail. To where yes, it's the power of friendship, a classic anime trope, but it's not to the point to where it's just they get ass pulls from the power of friendship. It works so well because you can actually see from the trust and the loyalty and the bond that they've made as friends to see why friendship is their superpower. You see why their friendship makes them so strong. And that even also makes me mad when niggas be like, oh yeah, the fights ain't shit either. Bro, the fights are severely underrated in Fairy Tail, bro. Like, there are so many badass fights in Fairy Tail. Natsu versus Gildarts, Ursa versus the 100 Monsters, Natsu versus Loxus, Natsu and Gajul versus Loxus, Natsu versus Gajul, Natsu versus Jalal. Shoot, I mean, the Natsu versus Jalal fight, that was basically Fairy Tail Super Saiyan right there. If you ask me, that would have probably been Fairy Tail's Goku versus Frieza. Would have been Natsu versus Jalal. Because that's when Natsu first awakened his Dragon Force. He awakened the Dragon Force. So, I mean, to sit here and say the fight is underrated and the transformations, they unoriginal. For Fairy Tail, I feel like the transformations, they are unique because I haven't seen any other transformations like Dragonification or Dragon Force. I haven't seen like the Celestial Spirit transformations. I haven't seen like the Ice Devil transformations. I haven't seen like the Requip, the armor thing with Urza. And a lot of those are really unique and cool because I feel like that a lot of those transformations are really unique. Like, especially Natsu, like the Dragonification. And then we later find out that Natsu is like, a demon. So he's half dragon and half demon. But then his character arc grows to the point to where he decides that he's human. And then the character arcs in the show, the characters actually grow. So their character arcs aren't just like shallow or like they're just not flat characters. The characters actually get fleshed out. Like, for example, Lucy grows from always being saved by Natsu, always having to be saved by her team. But then she grows into fighting for herself. She grows into like a backbone of the team. The island arc with Brandon, she learned that new spell. And then she also fought Angel. That was one part of her character arc where she grew and her character got fleshed out even more. And then her character arc finally fully got fleshed out when her dad passed away, and then she was finally set free because before, when she went home and she wasn't fully free from her dad, but she was partially free because she told him to screw off, and then she left, and then she fully joined Fairy Tail. And then when she finally got free from him was during the filler arc with the that's when she finally fully got free from him, and her arc fully got fleshed out. Now here in the 100-Year Quest, her arc is fully fleshed out because she's got the star dress and she's like a full support member of the team. Like, she can handle herself now. And then also Gray dealing with his trauma with Deliora, and Leon fleshing out his character, him killing his dad, finding out the truth about where he came from, the truth about his past, and getting his dad's powers, and fleshing out his arc. And like I stated earlier with Natsu, with Igneal dying, Natsu getting his lost powers, then Natsu finding out about like Atlas Flame, and then Natsu just fleshing out his, and then Urza fleshing out her character arc, like with Jalal, with the whole Tower of Heaven. It just gets fleshed out. And then we get to like the Grand Magic games, and then they're even side characters like Loxus, they're fleshing out his character arc too. And you don't see that in anime a lot, where even the side characters are getting their story arcs fleshed out too. I mean, you got Loxus getting his character arc fleshed out. Like, even 100-Year Quest, you got like a very side character. You got Max, he's getting his character arc fleshed out even some too, with him training with Agil from Alvarez. And I mean, you don't really even see that a lot in like the characters from like Sabretooth, like Sting and Rogue. Gaju getting his character arc fleshed out too. Like, everybody's getting a piece of it. Like, normally you would see side characters fall into the back of the group when characters become strong. Like in Dragon Ball Z, for example, it's mainly Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, maybe Piccolo. None of the other Z fighters get no love in that show. or in the manga. None of them get no love. Like Yamcha, no love for reasons. Tien, no love. Even though he should. Tien was boxing for a hot minute in the tournament of power. Krillin was also. In Super, they got a little bit more love, but not really. And even in Naruto, the side characters, they get no love at all. It's just Naruto and Sasuke. But in Fairy Tail, everybody gets a piece of like the cake. Everybody gets a cut. Like, because I mean, you got Loxus getting his character arc fleshed out. You got Rogue getting his, Stain getting his, Gajeel, and then you got the main like Nasu, Urza, Lucy, and Gray, and then Happy. Even Happy got his character arc fleshed out. The characters like they actually get to grow, and the characters actually get fleshed out. Even the side characters do. And then the tropes in the show, they even flesh well together because Fairy Tail, like, it's got like a lot of traumatic stuff in there. Like, obviously, like the classic tropes like parents getting killed, or like the damsel in distress, like with Lucy, parents getting killed. With Gray, because he's kind of got like that whole kind of cold lone wolf kind of personality. Because in a lot of episodes, he tries to handle things by himself, and then usually if he can't handle them by himself, then he tries to suicide by himself, most likely. Like against Leon, against Zeref, then against Deliora, he tries to suicide by himself, of course. But a lot of the tropes that you see in classic shows, they actually meld well with Fairy Tail. Like with Nasu versus Gildarts, the mentor being stronger than the student trope, obviously. That one was melded well together too. And the main reason why I defend Fairy Tail so hard, bro, is mainly because, like I've stated in previous episodes, Fairy Tail is just like really a comfort anime for me. I really bonded really close with this show, with it just being like my first, like when I really knew what anime was, with it being my first, I really bonded and I really was able to relate a lot because, like, even friends I have now, like, I'll do anything for my friends. I mean, for the most part. And I've always like standing 10 toes down for like my friends because I feel like you have a really strong, close bond with people that you should be able to rely on those people for anything. And those people should be able to rely on you for anything. And I see that a lot in Fairy Tail with your friends. Somebody with your friend group, I mean, you knock them in the head. Or somebody with your friend group, you stand 10 toes down for your friends. And that just really like sticks with me with Fairy Tail. But I want to know if y'all agree or if y'all disagree. I know it's probably like some of y'all Fairy Tail haters now in the comments. If y'all agree or disagree, I want to know. But I'll catch y'all in the next episode.